People really need an opportunity to support themselves, whether that's getting a job, through getting housing that doesn't just disappear after 90 days or after a certain time limit, because we all know the world doesn't work on predictable timelines. And so I think it's incredibly important that people have access to the necessities no matter what. Just because you are struggling with some type of substance use doesn't mean that you don't have a right to a home. It doesn't mean that you don't have a right to food and a right to mental health support, or even just a community of supportive people to help you continue going.
When I first got back home, it was incredibly valuable for me to dive into community groups, recovery resources, support in my local area, not only for the support of it, but really more than anything to build connection and community, to feel like I was in this with others, that we could support each other and lean on each other. A few years ago, I started a company called Ghost Pepper. And through that, we have the opportunity to work with incredible organizations and groups across the country that are doing meaningful work to help save lives and work with individuals who are impacted by substance use disorder and mental health. We're able to train about 60 to 70 young adult advocates who are able to go to the Hill, meet with members of Congress, of Senate, and their staffers to talk about issues that matter to people in recovery. The three main barriers that I often see when families are trying to access care are lack of resources, lack of awareness of what services are available, and the continued stigma around this disease.
My journey was exactly the way it was supposed to be. I found that I'm incredibly passionate about criminal justice reform. The role is almost like it was made for me. I help other people try to clear their criminal records. If they aren't eligible for record clearing, I assist with getting over employment barriers. And I've always had this need to help people. So it looks like you mentioned that you had some non-convictions that were coming up on FBI checks. We'll keep working together. We'll find a solution to this, all right? All right, have a wonderful day, Jason. I'll talk to you soon. I think connecting resources that are available in the community, whether it be housing, whether it be connections to legal representatives to help with record clearing or employment or food stamps, Social Security, making sure that individuals that need support have the support they need is really the missing link.
People that are out there still finding their way, they need more resources. I wanted to be able to give voices to the people who were unknown. So I started feeling unknown as a way to heal myself and a way for myself to come out of dark times, and also to bring others out of those dark times and also heal themselves and work together and have those connections. We get donations consistently on a daily basis, and we were getting some donations that we just couldn't use on the streets. As the clothing built up, I kept looking at a need for the fact that there were people who needed jobs. So we thought, let's couple that. Let's couple people who needed jobs, the clothing that we couldn't use on the streets, put it together. And how did that work? The thrift store. One of the biggest factors in people either relapsing or going back into the system is lack of money. For us to be able to have this thrift store, it's a place for them to come in, it's a place for them to have a place to go, and it's also a place for them to make some money and feel like they have some type of self-worth. Billy Unknown also has initiatives such as a community garden. It's a healing garden where we have 13,000 square feet of green space in Kensington, which is the only green space in Kensington, where people can walk around barefoot, and we teach people how to heal through gardening and through getting their trauma out through connecting. I think people don't realize the power of their story sometimes, and people don't realize the power of who they are and what they have to offer others. And I think when you're able to sit down with somebody and peel some layers back and have them share their most vulnerable moments and themselves with others, gives others hope that they too can overcome, that they too have an opportunity to get into a better life.
When I was about 5 years into my recovery, my mom and I were approached with the opportunity to write a book. The ability to write a book together gave us the chance to really process together and heal together. We also had the opportunity to write a children's book, a book that allows parents to talk to kids about substance use disorder, about addiction and recovery in a way that's accessible. The book, which we titled You Are Always Loved, really as an ode to my daughter and my experience of being a parent in active use, was that I did always love her even when I was incapable of showing it. And once the clouds have passed and everything around you is bright again, know that you are always loved, rain or shine, all the time. I believe that this is a family disease, and I know that from the work that we did on this book, the impact that it had, not just on my mom, but on my dad, my brothers, and everybody around me, was immense.
We have to educate and debunk the myths that are out there about addiction, number one, and the various care opportunities and pathways and interventions that can be used to address that.
Sitting up tall. Shoulders are back. Starting to breathe in and out through the nose.
Sync Recovery is a non-profit recovery community organization. It's a pathway of recovery that really focuses in on like whole person wellness through the lens of activity and connection. There's so many activities that people are able to engage in while in recovery. The fact of the matter is a lot of people don't even know what they enjoy when they stop using and when they start living a little bit differently, and it can be lonely and it can be boring. And this organization was born to change that perception and let people know that, you know, there are other people like them.
Fortunately for me, I am able to look back on my years on this earth and think about that segment of time, those years that I did struggle and things were out of control for me. I've been living this way many, many years longer than I was living that way. I'm so grateful for that.
We need to show that this is a process. It can be gritty, it can be hard, but more than anything, it's meaningful. And because of that, it's so incredibly worth it.
The best thing, in my opinion, that can be done for people with OUD is to show them that they deserve love, that they deserve care, that they deserve to be healthy individuals, that they are not less than. I get to help people like me with criminal records gain employment, and I'm buying a house.
I can't believe it. Wow. It's incredible. I can't believe that I'm buying a house. I'm so grateful.
Only a few more weeks, right?
2 weeks.
I'm learning more about myself than I've ever known in my entire life. It's been the most incredible experience, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen next. It's nothing that I anticipated, but it's so much more than I thought my life could be.